Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. I am JD Nero,
Woo.
aka He Who Pods, aka Rearview Mirror.
And I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B, aka cool grandma, but not really. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
What's up?
Well, we got a very, very highly anticipated by me, if no one else, movie review coming up from Dash. But first, hopefully a quick topic. Wiz Khalifa said something very interesting. Uh, we've spoken up here about people selling catalogs before,
Mm-hmm.
artists selling their catalog, their publishing, etc.
Yeah.
And your favorite, Shannon Sharp, asked him about it. Here's what he had to say.
Whose favorite?
Catalog. Black and Yellow, See You Again. Why did you decide to sell part of your catalog?
You make a certain amount of money a year off of that stuff, like streaming and things like that. But that over an amount of time,
Right.
when you account for spending, you'll never accumulate that much off of those particular songs
Right.
as you would selling your catalog
Okay.
for whatever it's worth. The main goal when you do that is to make more money off of those songs than you would ever make in your life.
Right.
In one big chunk.
But you can take that money.
110 years, you'll make 110 million off
Right.
of that song. But like,
you
if
can take
somebody's
that
giving
money.
you a check for 110 million,
You can invest it, and instead of making 110 million over 100 years, you can make $1 billion.
yeah, or you can do that, make another catalog that other people is consider valuable again, and cash out again.
Right.
It doesn't stop there, so it's like it's like business. Like, you build a business up to a certain point,
Right.
and then you give it to people who can take it to the next level, and then you use that money to further
Right.
yourself.
You sold part of your catalog.
hmm
Okay. What do you think of this?
I knew you were going to ask me first. All right.
I mean, I can go
This
first.
is
Oh,
really-
hold on. I can go first. I have thoughts, but I just, I was just giving you the floor just to switch it up. But I can go.
No problem. No, it's fine. I think it's really interesting. I see two sides of this coin. I see a side where someone says maintaining ownership is where it's at,
Yeah.
and it gives you more power to do things like he's already done with licensing deals and things like that. And you can keep doing that, right?
Yeah.
I also see his point of building a business, getting it to a certain point, and selling it off.
Yeah.
The part I like the most of this clip
Mhm.
is his thinking of, I can always make a new catalog and sell that new catalog.
Yeah.
I think that is very true, and I think that that's something that we don't think of a lot of times when we have these conversations
No.
of people selling their catalog. Because some of these artists are still active, right? The ones who have passed away or who are not making music anymore, it's a little different. But Wiz Khalifa is still a young man. He could still make plenty of great music and big hits, quote unquote, that can take him to a nice number once again. So that's an interesting perspective. I also really like that he said, well, you could take that money, or it was Shannon and he kind of agreed with him. You could take that money and invest it in a whole bunch of other stuff instead of waiting
Yeah.
to accrue this amount of money. You get this lump sum, and then you could do what you want to do with the lump sum. I like his perspective. This is a savvy perspective. This is a business-oriented perspective. And to me, that's how you should be approaching your business in the first place. So as a business thing, I love this. As an artist, it's like, okay, I get it. It's not my favorite thing, but I do understand it.
Yeah. I think I was going to say that the intersection between the artistry of it all and the business of it all is where it gets muddy for a lot of people. People, especially artists, creatives, people want to believe that your art is your art and you should have ownership of your art and do whatever it is you want to do with your art. But I think
Right.
if you're thinking about it in that way, where you're saying you should be able to do what you want with your art, I think that also means that you should be allowed to sell your art if you want to. I mean, there's
Right.
many great artists, like actual people who draw or take portraits, who create these masterpieces and sell them. And we don't get mad at those people for making money off of their craft. And I think
A
when it
little
comes
different,
to
but yes.
music, what'd you say?
I said a little different, but yes.
It's not the same. So that's what I was about to say. When it comes to music, it's a little bit different. But I think all of it is intellectual property at the end of the day.
Yes.
And you should be able to decide. I think that's the side that I'm on. I'm on the side of you should be able to decide what you want to do with your own IP. And this actually made me think about Dr. Dre selling Beats by Dre to Apple. He got a lot of flack. He was called a sellout. He the people said that how could he take a black business and give it up to the man, give it up to the white man. And there was a whole lot of, because there's also another conversation that we're not having about the fact that the culture often doesn't respect it when black artists or black entrepreneurs give up something they own. There is another conversation that can be had about that, and we don't have to go too deep into that. But there was a lot of that around Dr. Dre when he sold Beats by Dre.
Yes. Less of that today, especially with the music catalog. But yes, you are totally correct.
Yeah, so it just made me think of that, and I remember saying back then that I get it. You create this amazing thing, right? And again, it's not a catalog of music, but a catalog of music can be looked at in the same way. You created this great catalog of music, and now the question is, what do you do with it? Do you keep it and you just hold on to it and, like he said, maybe make a fraction of what you could make? Or do you sell it? Do you reinvest that money? Do you make more albums with it? Do you create more of a catalog with it? I think
Right.
I think it comes down to whatever the artist wants to do. I don't ever want our culture to get lost. And music is a huge part of culture. I don't ever want it to be that the music that was created just goes somewhere to die. But I don't think that's how music works, which is why artists are able to do this. We can still listen to his music. We as fans, as consumers, we don't really lose anything. And if he is saying, as the artist, that he has something to gain from it, then I think that's where we land on it. I think you should be allowed to make that choice. I don't think it makes you a sellout to do that. I think you want to make a lot of money. A lot of people became artists to make a lot of money. A lot of people became recording artists to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Some people did it because they love music. Some people did it because it made them a buck. And I'm not saying that's Wiz Khalifa's story. I'm just saying, if the thing you're good at makes you a lot of money and you want to make more money and you do have some sense of business and how making more money works, and any wealthy person will tell you that investing in multiple things or putting your money in multiple places is the way to continue to multiply your money, I don't think he made a poor choice. It may not be the choice that I make about my creativity. I don't know. That opportunity hasn't presented itself to me. But maybe some people
Right.
won't make that choice, and that's okay too. I think either way.
Yeah, I think it was insightful, and that's why I thought it was worth discussing up here, playing up here, because we don't really hear too much about that
Yeah.
when these things happen. We just hear like, so and so sold their catalog, yay! That's it.
One day we're going to play a game of this or that, and one of the questions is going to be, sell your catalog or go perform for every Tom, Dick, and Harry there is in this country. We'll talk about that another time, because that's the question right now in music that can be asked.
Okay.
I have people doing a lot of different things to make a dollar out here.
Yep, that's true.
Anyway, what's next?
You have a
My
review
turn?
for it.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay, this should be brief. So, I watched Frankenstein. Frankenstein is an Oscar nominated movie. It is
You
nominated for Best
watched. You watched Guillermo del Toro's.
Frankenstein.
Gotta make sure you say that, because there's a lot of iterations of Frankenstein.
Right, but there's only one that's currently up for Best Picture at the Oscars. So I assumed it was implied, but thank you. So I watched it. Now here's the thing. I hate that I start things by saying now here's the thing. We're gonna get some merch that just says, now here's the thing. So I don't know what I'm supposed to get out of a Frankenstein film. What I mean by that is, this is not my normal. Stop your looking around. This is not my normal movie. This is not a normal movie for me that I would watch. I don't have. You're saying there's so many iterations of Frankenstein. Of course, I know who Frankenstein is. And of course, when I was a kid, like, I've seen programming about Frankenstein and all of that. Like, I'm not confused about what Frankenstein is. Just to be clear, I'm not saying that I don't
Okay.
know. I didn't know what I was watching. I knew exactly what the concept was. But what I mean is, I just wouldn't normally watch this on my own. So, a movie like this, I don't have anything to compare this to, really.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. So I'm starting from ground zero when it comes to this movie, because I don't have a huge frame of reference to pull from. That being said, and this might be my criticism for every Oscar movie I've watched. I understand that, and I'm okay with that. If you guys are okay with that, what were you gonna say?
Coconuts in Barbados. Shout out to Avid Preach. Never mind.
Okay.
That being said, Coconuts in Barbados.
In Barbados. Okay. So this was a very long movie. Let's start there. I think the reason I have to say that it was a very long movie is because I think it took too long to get to where we went.
that is the criticism I have heard of this movie.
Yeah. It just it dragged. And you know me, I'm very much into a movie that tells a story. I'm willing to wait for the climax if the story is good. But to me, there was a lot of in between stuff that happened from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. And I just didn't care for that. As far as the storyline goes, I mean, that was fine. Again, if you know about Frankenstein, the story writes itself. So this is like you said, Guillermo del Toro's version of it. And I thought that that was fine. I thought the way the story was told was fine, aside from the fact that it was just long and drawn out. I thought the acting was good. It was sufficient. I didn't think that there was anything untoward about the acting. I thought the acting was fine. And I'm thinking about all these things now because the more I watch these Oscar movies, I'm like, okay, I get why this. First of all, I get why there's so many movies in the category because there's so many elements to these movies. You've got cinematography, you've got story, you've got costumes, you've got acting, you've got so many different things that you have to consider. So I'm trying in my review to address all of those things. I'm trying to get better at these reviews as I do them.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, so I thought, costuming was fine. I mean, the big monster that, the monster is, portrayed the way he should be. All of that was cool. I mean, it was okay, right? Like, I think the movie was a solid 7.
Okay.
There was nothing to me that was super exciting about it.
Okay.
I feel like what happened happened. Homeboy Frankenstein got to tell his story. And then his creation got to tell his story.
Okay. You mean Victor Frankenstein got to tell his story?
Victor, yeah. Victor got to tell his story. Yeah, when I'm saying Frank, yes, I understand.
Because Frankenstein is widely known as the creature, not the creator.
Right, but Victor's name is also Frankenstein, and the creature's name is Frankenstein because of Victor. So, yes, but I should call him Victor for the purpose of this conversation. Yeah, Victor got to tell his story. Frankenstein got to tell his story.
Mm-hmm.
That happened. I felt like it took too long for us to get to Frankenstein's story. So when he started telling his story, it was like, first of all, it was like, aha, okay, it was heartfelt. And I respected, the heartfelt story that they brought to life. I appreciated
that. And who was the heartfelt story of Victor or the monster?
The monster.
Okay.
Because the monster,
so I'm asking.
The monster starts telling his story, and he's basically like, Victor is a terrible man.
Okay.
And, Victor's got to die.
Got it.
He's like, at the end, he ends up saying something like, I hope I'm not misstating this, but he ends up saying something like, basically, you're my father, and I love you, but you deserve to die.
It'd be like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, but I thought if they would have focused on his story sooner in the movie, I even think that this story is interesting being told from his perspective completely, if they had done it that way.
Okay.
Because I think that was my favorite part of the movie.
That's what I've been told. I've been told that the acting from Oscar Isaac, which is Victor Frankenstein, is great. And the cinematography is beautiful. But it takes 8 years to get to Frankenstein's perspective, to get to the real shit about the creature that you think about when you see the name Frankenstein and what you're wanting to see when you press play. I've been told that you don't get to see any of that shit for like an hour. Like the first hour is all Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah. And that's how they did it. I think that was by design. It was from his perspective first, and then it was from Frankenstein's perspective after. Because he walks in and he says, and they think that he's going to kill him and the other guy who's in the room. And he's like, no, he got to tell his story. Let me tell my story. And that's how it kicks off that part of the film. So this was by design. They split the stories into two so you could get both perspectives, which I think is fine, but I think I would have found it more interesting if it was just told from Frankenstein's perspective. Because what they could have done was still shown us the beginning where he was created and all of that, and then so then we know kind of where Victor was at, but then start telling us the story through the lens of Frankenstein, because I think that's the part that has the meat, you know, because he was the one who was being mistreated. He was the one who everyone was trying to kill. Like, he's just more, he's the more interesting character. Not to say that Victor Frankenstein is not interesting. I mean, hello. But, yeah. That's what I would have done differently. I would have made more of the movie. Like, I would have made the movie shorter and made most of the movie his perspective.
How much of the movie needs to go?
I was just trying to pull up how long it was, just so I could remember, because I've been watching so many movies that I might get the times mixed up.
I actually pulled up the IMDb just for that purpose, and then closed it when you answered when we started really talking.
So it's 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Okay, there it is.
Now, I know most movies these days won't be under 2 hours. You could easily chop a half hour off of this movie. Probably a little bit more if they were willing to. But let's say they're unwilling and they want to make it at least 2 hours. I think they could have easily chopped off a half hour.
Yeah, 2:29, this says.
Yeah.
149 minutes, yep. All right. Well.
So, next movie.
If you could chop off.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I was gonna say, if you could chop off 30 minutes, there's a problem.
Yeah, I would get rid of about 30 minutes of that, because I don't think you really needed it. I think some of the scenes that were in between could be kept in, but like some of that fluff could have been taken out. Like, once the dude's niece realizes that Victor might be on some bullshit, they could have kept that in just so we know, like, how that popped off. And she was right. She was right. So that's why what she said, or her hunch was important. And then we could have just, at that point, we know that Victor was on some bullshit. He was. You want to go and create a man from death and then get mad and try to kill him, my nigga.
Let me say one thing before we go.
Yeah, we gotta go.
When I saw this trailer, I knew this was not a movie for me to watch.
I think you should watch it. I was gonna say that at the end. I think you should watch it.
Nope. I'm not waiting an hour to talk about Frankenstein, the creature. Victor von Frankenstein. I'll say Victor Von Doom, which is Dr. Doom. Victor Frankenstein can go fly a kite. Don't nobody give a fuck about Victor Frankenstein. We don't press play on the Frankenstein movie to watch 47 minutes about Victor Frankenstein. And Guillermo del Toro redoing all the classics, he could stop.
That's what this is really about. That's what your angst is really about. You got something to say to Guillermo del Toro.
Did you hear anything fly about his Pinocchio?
No. No, I didn't.
Exactly. He did Pinocchio. Now he did Frankenstein. Yo, you ain't low, my nigga. I see you trying to redo the classics. Chill. Stop fucking with the classics. Let the classics just stay classics.
There's a water break.
That's
You didn't
it.
even watch the movie.
And I didn't need to, just like I didn't need to watch Pinocchio.
Wait, did you watch Pinocchio?
No. I just said like I
Wait,
didn't need to watch Pinocchio.
is it that you send people to watch these movies for you so you don't have to watch them?
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We will see you not tomorrow. We will see you Thursday.
Okay. Bye.
Why you look lost? We have
Oh,
we ain't
right,
gonna
right,
be
right,
here
right, right,
tomorrow.
right, right. Oh, wow. Yeah. My bad. I forgot. That's because I be ready to pod. I forgot. You right. Okay, bye. See you Thursday.